Welcome to Season 5, Episode 10 of COMMCast. I'm your host, Brittany. COMMCast is a production of the Longwood University Communication Studies Department and the COM 434 COM Lab class. This show is dedicated to highlighting the Longwood and Farmville communities. So let's get started. Joining us on set today is Tim Evans, one of the owners of the Fit Academy here in Farmville. He is here to talk about the academy as well as what they offer and how they came to be. Tim, thank you for joining us
Yeah,
today.
most definitely. I'm happy to be here for sure.
Of course, yeah.
For sure.
All right, so for our first question today, what is the Fit Academy and where can we find this facility?
All right, so the Fit Academy, we do solely personal training, so it's not your average gym, right? It's not like you just walk in and it's just random people working out. We only do one-on-one training, group training, sports performance, hands-on stretching, things like that. It's in Farmville, so 1437 South Main Street is the address. It's in the same shopping center as Cookout and where the Goodwill used to be. So yeah, but we do any and everything health and wellness related, we got you covered. So anything that you're trying to do, whether it's older person trying to get their mobility back or something like that, coming back off of knee surgery, anything fitness related, we got you.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What age ranges do you work with, and how do you work with them differently from each other?
Okay. Well, everybody's different, right?
Right.
So, and everybody has different goals. So it's kind of based on that. But as far as age range goes, our youngest may have been 6 years old. The oldest person that we've worked with, to my knowledge, is 82. Right? And I remember that because she would always let us know and remind us that she's 82. She's like, I can do these squats. I'm 82 years old, right? And working with them differently, it just depends on what they're doing, right? What they need. So the younger kids, most times their parents are bringing them to us for sports performance type things so that they can stay active. But someone who's older, it may be, hey, look, I don't want to go into old age. I want to age gracefully. Right? I know that as I get older, my bone density will get lower, my muscle mass will go down, and I want to just continue to get stronger. I don't want to get osteoporosis. Like, I don't want my bone density to go down.
Right.
And then also, everyday life. So carrying groceries, right? Picking things up, taking laundry up and down the steps.
Yeah.
If you're a mother, carrying your kids and things like that. So what we do is not necessarily what you would do at your average gym. We do more functional training, so things that translate into everyday life. So whatever it is that you're doing, you can take what you learned in the gym and it'll apply it to your regular everyday life.
Okay,
Yep.
That's great. That's dope. What do you provide in terms of personal training? I feel like you already kind of hit on this.
Yeah, well,
but-
you know what, honestly, so when it comes to fitness, people just only think about the physical aspect of it,
Right.
which is what we try to highlight, that it's not just that. So someone may come in and say, hey, look, I want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, or 30 pounds, whatever, right? But then as they continue to work out, they'll realize that they feel better. So their energy levels have gotten higher, right? They can sleep better. They can think better. They don't have the mental brain fog or anything like that. They have mental clarity. I had a lady tell me the other day that the best thing for her is that she can think clearer and she doesn't have any stress.
Right.
But coming into working out, she really only came to get stronger, right? As she's in her 60s, I believe. So she was like, I just want to get stronger when she signed up. But now she said, you know what? I didn't even realize that this was going to be a benefit, that my mental is just a lot better, right? I'm not stressed out as much because of my stressful job and things like that. So it's a wide range of things that we can help you with, and that working out benefits you get from that. Like I said, the mental clarity, no brain fog, energy levels going up, getting rid of medication. That is the number one thing. I don't even know why I didn't lead with that, right? We have a few people who've had asthma, but now they don't need their asthma inhaler, right? A few people who may be diabetics, but now they don't really need their diabetic medication, and their A1C is a lot lower because they've been working out, which in turn has made them look at their nutrition as well and kind of better that.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yep.
a blessing. Our next question is, what sets your facility center apart from others within this area?
I mean, we only do personal training,
Right.
right? So when you come in and you work with us, like we're the owners, we're the owner operators. Now we are expanding now and creating a team, but there's not many places that you go in and say, hey, can I speak to the owner? And the owner's right there.
Right.
Oh, hey, I want to work with the owner, and the owner is right there. And then you come in, you get to be yourself, right?
Yeah.
We're not, when you walk into our facility, you just feel the vibe. The vibe feels great. We want to brand ourselves as a luxury gym, right? And nowhere else solely does personal training. And that's not, you know, the YMCA is great for what
Right.
they do, right? Elite Fitness, 24 hours, great gym. I recommend those to anybody that wants that. But when it comes to personal training, the hands-on approach, like we're there. We walk you through the whole process. We meet you where you are. We don't put more on you than you can handle. You tell us what your goals are, and we cater what we do to your goals and what it is that you want to do.
That's great.
Yeah.
For our next question, what can school students provide with at your academy?
So we have a lot of school students that come into
Right.
our facility. And like I said, most times it is for sports performance. So whether they are playing baseball, football, basketball, they come in and we do things tailored towards that. Now, not necessarily sports specific, but just moving in general. So working with them to learn how to be more explosive, how to be faster, how to be stronger. But that also goes into everyday life as well, like I
Right.
was saying, right? So we have a belief that everyone should kind of train like an athlete, so to speak, right? No matter what age, because you still need to walk, right? You still need to be able to run if you need to. You still want to be able to get up without using your hands
Right.
on the chair. You still have to be mobile and flexible and things like that. So as far as the school students go, that's pretty much what they do. Also, we have a few who come in that aren't athletes, right?
Right.
But they're just like, you know, I want to be more coordinated, right? I want to learn how to use my body, or their parents will say that they want to learn how to do that, right? So, I mean, anything that you want to do, we can do it. That's pretty much it, you know?
That's great.
Yeah.
For our next question, how did the academy get to where it is today?
Oh man, that is an awesome question. I love telling this story because it is three of us. So like, you know, as you guys know, I'm Tim Evans, my partner, Brandon Trey Scott, we call him Trey, and then my partner, Brandon Moon. So all three of us were really good friends, but we started off outside, which a lot of people don't know. And if you've been following us, then you probably remember we started off doing boot camps outside
wow.
at the Prince Edward track. We had no idea that we wanted to start a gym. We were just doing fitness things for the community. So it was free for people to come out. And we had quite a few people come out with it. And then we said, well, what do we do when it rains or when we have bad weather? Where do we go? And we said, well, you know what? We need a space to do this. And then maybe we can go into having fitness classes as well, which we do offer now. And we're like, well, what do we do if we want to have fitness classes? We can't just do it outside. So we said, look, let's just find a space that we can do this in. So at the time, I was working my full-time job still. My partner, Brandon Moon, was working his full-time job. And Trey was actually still in school. He was going to George Mason at the time. So he would come home and visit his parents every 2 weeks or so. So we would do the camps every other Saturday. And he would come out and be with us there. And we had all of our equipment in our cars. We would just bring it out and we'll get into the movements. And then from there, we were looking for a space. Because Trey was in school for kinesiology, I believe that's what he was going to school for, because he's an athletic trainer, right? So let me not play that down. He knows what he's doing, like, most definitely. But because he was in school for that, he got certified while he was in school. Now, for me and my other partner, Brandon, we just loved to work out. We were always in the gym together. People would come and ask us questions about working out, fitness-related questions, and we would help how we could, but a lot of knowledge we didn't have. But we knew how to get someone to their goal. We knew how we got to our goal. We saw others. So we started off like that, but we said, you know what? Let's get this going, find a space that we can use, and then we'll learn from Trey, since he had gotten the college education for that, right? So me and Brandon, we got certified through ISSA, which is a training program, and then from there, we opened up our first space. We found a space that was for rent in town. We went to them, we asked them how much it would cost. They told us. We paid it, we went inside, we painted the building ourselves. We took all the equipment that we had in our trunks, we brought it inside. We went on Facebook Marketplace and found squat racks, treadmills, all of that stuff. And we just invested in ourselves and really believed in ourselves and did that. And the highlight of that really was, it started off as a thought. And then we turned it into what it is today. We had no idea it would be as big as it is, that we would have as many clients as we have. and we're just grateful that we're able to do what we love and provide a great service to the community and help people out.
That's great.
Yeah.
So for our final question, what are your cost ranges for the community?
Yeah, so it starts off at $25 a session,
Okay.
right? So that means every time you would come in, you could pay that rate, the drop-in rate, where you pay $25 every time. But the more you come in, the more sessions you buy, the cheaper it gets,
Right.
So it may go down to as low as $15 a session if you buy them in bulk. So if you do 1 day a week, it would be $25, right? If you do 2 times a week, and it could be any 2 days, that would be $175. If you were to do 3 days a week, it would be $220. And then I think right now our 4-day a week is $300, I believe. But those days don't have to be the same days every week. And that's the great thing about us. We're flexible, right? Because it is 3 of us. Someone is always there. So if you say, hey, look, this week I want to do Monday and Wednesday, next week you can do Tuesday and Friday, right? We like to keep it fair for everyone. And we are everyday people. So we understand that things happen. We have kids. So it's like, hey, if you have childcare that you need to tend to or something, bring your kids with you, because it is very important for kids to see their parents working out. And the majority of our clientele are women, and I feel that it's very important that kids see their moms working out, especially because as they grow older, they won't feel like working out is a chore or punishment or something like that. They can say, hey, look, I need to do this just because I've always seen someone doing it, and I want to live healthier and grow up that way. Because what we see often is we'll wait until it's too late. We'll wait until the doctor tells us that it's time for us to work out or that we have to lose weight or get healthy to do so. But if we can start that early, then you'll eliminate a lot of those problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll get right back with you with COMMCast trivia.
Okay. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's that time again. Everyone comes our favorite segment of the episode, COMMCast trivia. So for our first question, what is the smallest muscle in the human body?
Oh, man. Okay, so I am not a trivia guy at all.
Whoa.
But, okay. So the smallest muscle in the human body. Man, I do not know off the top of my head on that one. The smallest muscle.
You can always take an educated guess.
I can. This is true. This is true. This is true. Let's see. So smallest. I know my partner Trey is looking at this like, man, tell him. He's probably spitting it off the top of his head right now. Let's see. I am gonna go with. No, I know it's not that. I know what it's not. Man. I know that's not right. All right, the abdomen. I know that's not right though. Oh, do you have the answers?
Yes. The answer is it's the ear. It's like a ear muscle within the ear.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's a specific name for it.
Right. Yeah.
I can't pronounce it.
That's okay.
But it's a muscle in the ear. Sorry.
That is okay. That's okay.
So
No worries.
for our next trivia question is, how many calories are in a gram of fat?
Calories in a gram of fat. Is that 20?
It's very close, but
Okay.
the answer is 9.
9? Oh, okay.
Nine. Yeah,
All right.
it's okay.
Got
Now,
you.
we got another
Yeah.
last question for
Let's
you.
go.
What muscles can be worked out at a bench press?
And a bench press. See, oh yeah, I most definitely know this
Okay,
one.
great.
Okay, so that's
I'm
gonna
glad
be
you
your
know this.
So that's gonna be your chest muscles, but it's also gonna be your tricep muscles as well that works out in
Okay.
in the bench press.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And then completed with a balance of board. Wait, what? Sorry. Okay, so completed with a balance of board that could also take a user with user weights that is mid 2000s Nintendo video game console released the first popular I guess exercise games. So like,
Okay. So I'm
sorry, I know
no,
this,
it's okay.
this
no
question
worries.
is kind of
So
weird.
so
It's
listening
kinda
to it,
weird.
I'm assuming that we're trying to figure out what Nintendo console had
Right.
a balanced board game. So is that the Wii? The Nintendo Wii?
You are
that what we're
correct.
talking
It
about?
was the Nintendo Wii.
With the Wii Fit, I
I
think
know
is
that
what it
question
was.
was kind of weird. It's
No
kinda
worries,
weird,
it's all good. We
but
got
I'm
it.
glad you answered.
We got through it. No
correctly.
worries.
Well, all right. Thank you, Tim, for joining
Yeah, for
us
sure.
again today. Thanks to everyone with ComLab and everyone that's behind the scenes. And thank you all for watching. Join us live on Wednesday, December 4th. I repeat, December 4th, for the final episode of this season of COMMCast. Thank you.